So this camera right here, it keeps cutting off whenever it feels like it, and it's not saving the clips that I'm recording after it cuts off. So I literally already recorded this little part that I'm about to say right here, but I gotta record it again because it didn't save. I am also recording on my webcam, you know. Shout out to the OG subscribers who remember like all the videos that I recorded on my webcam. But I am recording on my webcam again today because obviously when you spend $600 on a camera, it doesn't matter because you still lose footage regardless. So anyways, enough of that. I want to talk to you guys today about grad school and how to succeed in grad school. I graduate tomorrow with my master's, so I really think it's appropriate for me to come on over here and give y'all some tips to succeed. I just dropped my sponge. I just dropped my sponge on the ground. That's disgusting, but we're going to keep going anyways. So I had 10 tips that I really want to talk about just being successful in grad school. I'm going to give you a little background info on me and my grad school journey before, you know, I get into it. Oh yeah, so about me. So I'm graduating tomorrow with a master's in medical sciences from USF Morsani College of Medicine. So the master's program I applied to is like within, it's a graduate program within the med school, which is super cool because obviously like my end goal is to go to med school. So the program is designed, it's a year-long program. So I started last August, and the program is designed to be basically a compilation of M1 and M2. So the curriculum was designed to be basically your first and second years of medical school, at least the first year of medical school, condensed into 1 year, one master's program. That pigment, hello. I'll go ahead and try to blend these edges out. But yeah, basically this is a preparatory program for those who want to apply to med school, you know, those who need a little GPA boost or just wasn't ready to go directly into med school from undergrad. There are a lot of people in my program who are actually older, so they've already, you know, been in the workforce for a little minute and they want to pursue medical school. So that's what the program was designed to do, and that is exactly what it did in my opinion. I think that this program, I really enjoyed my time in this program, and I just like the culture of USF in general, and specifically my master's program. I felt like there was definitely a camaraderie that I didn't experience in undergrad, but I don't want to get too much into that, but just basically know that I am pre-med and my master's program was a year long and it's preparatory for med school. So those are the basics. Those are the general things that you need to know. And from that, I have like 10 tips that I want to get into, or 10 things to talk about as far as being successful in grad school. Okay, but my first tip or first talking point is grad school is a full-time job. To be a full-time grad student, you have to be taking 12 hours. No, you have to be taking 9 hours to be a full-time grad student. And in undergrad, to be full-time, you have to be taking 12 hours. Now, you may think, oh, it's less time in grad school, like technically the hours are less, so it'll be less work. No, like grad school is literally so much work. I would wake up at 5:45 in the morning. Before I got a job, I would go straight to school, and I would get to school about 7:30. I would study my materials from about 8 until 12. I would eat lunch, and then I would go to a class at 2. Would get out of class at 5. Would get home around 6:30ish, and then I would study again, like some more, until it was time for me to go to bed, and I would go to bed at 11 o'clock. When I tell you grad school is literally a full-time job, like if you have to study in your free time. And like even they told us, like when we came into the grad program, they told us like, I hope y'all don't have jobs because y'all need to quit them because this program like is going to require a lot of time. It's like a large time commitment. That goes into my second point, which is, it's not about the difficulty of the work, it's the volume of work. I remember somebody describing grad school to me as trying to drink out of a fire hydrant. You know how to drink water, like we all know how to drink water, but there's a difference between drinking water from a faucet or drinking water from a bottle and drinking water from a fire hydrant. Like the pressure, the water pressure, hello, completely different. And that's how grad school is. Like the volume of work is what makes it difficult, not necessarily the difficulty of the work. Because I can't sit here and tell you that I learned anything different per se. like than I did in undergrad. You're basically learning the same things. Like there's only so many ways you can learn biochemistry. You're learning so much more than you would have learned in undergrad. Like undergrad seems so superficial to what you're learning in grad school. You're going more in depth in the concepts. You're learning a lot more detail about the things that you may have just skimmed over in undergrad, if that makes any sense. Like I'm just trying to figure out how to say this. One of my biochem lectures, like a 2-hour lecture in undergrad, was a 5-minute lecture in grad school, if that makes any sense. Like the amount of material that we covered in undergrad that took 2 hours, we covered that same material in 5 minutes in grad school. Like it's no joke. Like the pace is super fast. You're taking in so much information at one time, and you literally just have to think. You have to be a sponge. You literally have to be a sponge. So don't think that, oh, I can't do it because it's hard. It's, oh, you need to learn how to manage your time. It's literally about time management. It's about adulting. Why do I have so much lid space? Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. I feel like other people, when they have to cut their crease, it's so easy for them because they have small lid spaces. But for me, I basically gotta put concealer everywhere because I got such a large lid space. Is that okay? It's gonna be okay today. My camera hates me. I just want y'all to know that. I really do. Alright, so let's see. The third point that I wanted to make was the importance of handwritten notes. Now, if you can take handwritten notes, I know some people can't. Some people, you know, have issues writing and it just really bothers them and it really hurts them. So if you like aren't physically able to take handwritten notes, then I completely understand. But if you are, you need to be taking handwritten notes. Like, you're not learning information by just typing on the computer. And I remember, like, my professor telling me that, and I still came to class, and I was using my computer because I don't write fast. Like, I'm not a very fast writer. I also don't like writing messy. So, you know, when you're in class, the professor's lecturing, you tend to write a little faster and a little messier because you want to get down everything that they said. But I don't like doing that because I just don't like seeing messy writing. Like, I can't learn from messy writing. So basically what I do is I take notes on the computer while I'm in class. Honey, what am I doing to my face? I take notes on the computer while I'm in class, and then like once I get out of class, that's basically when I transfer my notes over to like handwritten notes. Okay, handwritten notes, importante. Alright, number 4 is like the biggest thing for me. I think specifically what helped me succeed in grad school was making practice test materials. So the way I really study is by testing myself. I've always been that way. I really like to see how well or how poorly I do on tests. I don't like taking tests themselves. Like I'm not like an avid test taker, but I like testing myself to see what I know, what I don't know. And I think that may be like the competitiveness in me because I like to be right about things. But that's really how I learned. So I went ahead and finished most of my face. I did the powder products. I was recording on the janky webcam, so I apologize for that. But I already told you guys I'm having troubles with my camera. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was financial literacy. I consider myself to be financially illiterate. I'm not really savvy on checks and balances and credit and debit and loans and none of that. But I had to take out a loan for this grad school program, so I definitely encourage you to do your research on that. Oh, I have a guest, if you can see her. Hi. I also want to talk about the fact that I did work during my program, but they encouraged us not to work during our program. So I was talking about the fact that I did have a job while I was in this program. I started working like in the middle of my fall semester, and I basically worked throughout. The spring and summer semesters, and it is definitely doable. But if you live by yourself, you have rent to pay, you know, like not working throughout your program is not an option for you. So I just want to come on here and say that it is definitely possible for you to work and do well in the program. But it will cost. Like, you won't do as well as you could have done had you not had a job. And obviously that just makes sense, you know? Like, you have less time to dedicate to studying. You know, you're going to do a little poorer than you would have had you just had like all day, all night to study. So I definitely did a lot better in the semester. Like, that short amount of time that I didn't work, like, I did a lot better. But it is what it is. I don't regret working in the program. Like, I like money. Like, it is what it is. I like money. I like having an income. Ooh, look at that highlight, girl. Look at that.
I think that's enough highlight.
You think that's enough?
Yes.
You can never have too much highlight. So I want to talk about the fact that, you know, sometimes you get really bored. Class can get boring. So just one way that I've found that, you know, just to keep your information relevant
Doing your
and
makeup
interesting.
inside class. Do your makeup inside class. Yeah.
It's case studies. Case studies, like, are a way to keep a
Case
lot of
studies.
the information.
I do case studies.
Can you let me talk, please? Case studies are a way to keep a lot of the information you're learning very relevant. And they're super duper interesting. Make sure you stay up to date on research if you can. Just remember while you're doing it, remember that you fell in love with the subject. And don't let the bulk of information in the work ever, like, let you forget that you love it and that you love the information, that you love knowledge in general. So I hope this video was helpful to you in some way. Oh wait, I had two more things I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about the fact that the culture of my grad program was super conducive to my learning, because everybody was very helpful and they stayed competitive, which means like they really wanted to do well, but it wasn't predatory. And I feel like my undergraduate experience, I felt like people really didn't want to help each other because they felt like everybody that you came in contact with was your competitor and you couldn't help them. You couldn't give them, you know, the support system that they needed. But I didn't feel like that in this program at all. So make sure you stay competitive. Of course we want you to do well, but that doesn't mean you have to prey on other people. If you're going to do well, you're going to do well. If you're going to have a 4.0, you're going to have a 4.0. It doesn't matter what she has. If I have a 4.0, like me helping her, me giving her my testing, like my study materials, it's not going to, you know, hurt me to help her. And the last thing is, go ahead and use your resources as far as like student affairs. If you're having an issue, I had a really good experience, but if I did, I know who I could contact. Like, I know for a fact, one of the people that worked like in graduate affairs, she was always so communicative with us. She was so nice to us. She made sure that we knew about certain opportunities, and I really appreciate her for that. So make sure that you know the people that you can go to. So that's basically what I want to say. I know this video was all over the place, y'all. Like, literally all over the place, and I apologize, but this is my life. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Someone wants to say bye. You can say bye to this one.
Bye.
Bye.
But first